Yeah, I got the buttons a little backwards, guys, tonight. That's okay. We can start out from this screen right here. Nothing but the best and professional mixing. Something different. I wanted to kind of change things up a little bit tonight. We always start with some high gain stuff. I figured I would do something a little different tonight. If you look behind me, you're going to see two microphones on the Egnator cabinet, and one is an SM57 and one is an SE microphone. And I do have them blended. Yeah, the 57 is a little bit, let's say, it has a little bit warmer sound, and the SE mic is a little crisper. So there is no direct feed. So I am not coming out of the preamp to a modeler or anything else. The only thing you're hearing Egnator-wise tonight is going to be through the microphone. I do have a little bit of delay and just that much chorus. You know, I'm from the 80s. I got to have a little bit of chorus. And that is with this mic here on, so I'm going to turn this mic off. That way you can get a better, representation of the amplifier. Quite a nice sound. Now, if I leave this microphone on here, you can hear that it does change the sound a little bit. Now, I can bring this down, and I found about right there. Really good sound. If I turn the mic, the input of the guitar down just a little bit more. That is our second position. If I go up to our bridge position, it gets much brighter. Let's go up to our fourth position. we've been talking for several weeks to actually get the microphones up and running. This guitar here has drastic tone switch changes between the first, which is quite bright. And keep in mind, I have this up, so now you're influenced from a mic that's 10, 15 feet away from the amplifier. But that's our bridge, second position. Third position. Fourth position. And our fifth position. So that's the Egnator, and the main reason I've kind of went to modeling is for that reason right there. Since there's a live amplifier in the room, there's sound in the room. So I have to turn this particular mic off. It's too far away to really get what's called a room mic. If the room here was a little smaller and I was closer, I'm sure I could play around and get this in a sweet spot and still be able to talk to you and have the mic up and running. But just using those two microphones and putting a little bit of delay and just that much chorus, and that is the Egnator's reverb that you're hearing. So there's no extra reverb, it's just the Egnator's reverb. It is a spring reverb. So one more time. Helps to turn on the right mic. Love this guitar. It makes me play a little different. And again, you can hear how this microphone influences the sound. So let me put this one up. And we're going to go to Old Faithful here, which this is being modeled into our little Yamaha amp, which for whatever reason, when it's plugged into the computer, air conditioning, hold on. It's supposed to get better as time goes on. So this is our little modeling amp. Let me make sure that we have our settings correct. And it is plugged into the computer. So what I've noticed, this amplifier will turn itself off now that it's hooked into the computer. It never did that before. If it sits idle for X amount of time, it seems like it just shuts down. So here's our modeled distortion sound. That's a little loud. here's our settings. And it always reverts back to juicy. So the juicy cabinet that I just switched, I need to go in there and save it so it goes back to the vintage. When I go from a tube amp to a modeled amp, there's something, I don't know, there's something off. And I go back and I listen to the streams and I don't necessarily hear it, but there's some kind of, I don't know what it is. I know it's a distorted signal. But it sounds like there's some kind of artifact or digital type distortion that when you're I don't hear it. I don't hear it with the open notes. It has something to do with I can't explain it. If I turn the compression, the sustain way down, that sounds a little better. I can't put my finger on it, guys, but I do like the modeler for doing the streams, but there is something a little different about it. And I know this is a $329 amp. I'm expecting it to sound like a high-end amplifier. In my opinion, it does really well. Like I just tweaked it out. I'm not getting that second glitch now. Take a little of the treble out. I think what it is when you're chugging, there's something right there that the model's missing. I don't know if it's what we call sag in the amplifier. I don't know. Anyway, let's get to this stream. So I'm happy to see everybody here, and the good news is, well, I guess it's not good news. If you've been a channel subscriber here for a very long time, the channel was started with my first review. It was a Firefly FFMN, and I did probably 10 total videos on that guitar at the very beginning. This was 2.5 years ago. And we took that basic guitar and I tried to fix it without spending any money. Just try to get the guitar to play as well as we could get it to play. Then we spent a little bit of money. We put tuners on it and got it to where it was stable in its stock form. But I wasn't really happy with it. So we went all out. We fixed the bridge. We did all kinds of crazy things to it. And it really, it pushed me to really keep going with YouTube. Today, I took the guitar to its new owner. It was time to move the guitar on. I'm not sure if he's going to come into the stream tonight, but Renee from last Thursday did purchase the guitar from me today. We drove it down to where he lives. Met him at his house. That's the second time I've met the man. Super nice fellow. He bought another Firefly off of me a little over a year ago, a relic guitar that I did just a little bit of work on. The guitar was never reviewed on the channel. I went through a phase where I just bought way too many guitars, and it was taking me about a week of just all I did was work at work and come home and literally edit videos for 6 and 7 hours every night. So it was taking me about a week to 2 weeks per video. And I just had so many guitars. That was one. I just went downstairs. I set the intonation. There's a couple strings hanging up on like some of the frets. So I tapped down the frets, got the guitar in a good playing state, and just sold it. There's been several guitars that came here for review, but actually just never quite made it to the review. We're actually sliced it down pretty well now. I do believe we only have about 4 guitars here that are left that have not been reviewed. So that's good. We had a lot of guitars here that were sitting around just waiting. So I think we're down to like 4 or 5 now. I know that we need to review the Kramer Beretta. So give me a thumbs up if you guys want to see a review on a Kramer Beretta. We also have the Kramer Night Swan that I was just playing. We need to review that guitar. What else do we have? Oh, we have the Ibanez S model, the standard. I think it's an S621 that needs to be reviewed. And what else? I know there's another one. And of course, this is all modern stuff. We do have some classics that some people have said that they'd like a teardown on. I have a mint condition 1986 Kramer Pacer Imperial in the trans color. It shifts color. It's in phenomenal shape. And a couple people have sent me messages saying they would like a closer look at that guitar. People that have been looking on Reverb for a classic, mid-'80s Kramer. And this was one that people really look for. The Pacer Imperial was an awesome guitar, and it does have the trans shift color. So we might go over that one, and I think we might do a PV review just for classic type stuff. So we are knocking them out. That's a good thing. What's this?
The fender.
Ooh, yeah, we still got to do the fender. And for whatever reason, Linnell's microphone, I'm going to turn it up so she can be heard. I did not hear her at all that time. And we have the fender. We're going to review the fender this coming Thursday. That is the guitar that we're giving away. If you're just popping in and you saw the YouTube thing, the channel's giving away a Fender Player Series guitar. It is a humbucker single. It is in the cream yellow color, like the MNG color. It's a beautiful guitar, maple fingerboard, just a really sharp looking guitar. And that guitar was bought by the people that you see to your right or at the bottom. So Super Chats bought the guitar, and we're just going to give it away. You have to be publicly subscribed to the channel, and you need to enter to win. And how do you enter, right? Publicly subscribe, go to Discord, just go to the opt-in free guitar giveaway room, and just say, I'd like to be entered in on the free giveaway. It's really stupid odds to win the guitar. So if you want a really nice Fender, and just so you know, when we review the guitar, we're quite picky on this channel. Anything that I find wrong with the guitar, we're going to resolve and address before it's drawn. So when you receive the guitar, it'll be far better than a Fender Player, which was a good guitar to start with, but we're going to make sure it's right, and the winner will get to pick his own action height and his setup, whether he wants it in 440 tune or some 35 tune. I'll set the guitar up to where it works best in that particular tuning. So that's all you got to do to enter to win that. So we got that out of the way. We did go down and meet Renee and give him the guitar, and went to 2 music stores today, and I want to see what you guys think. I went into a Guitar Center, and they had a head there. They had a Marshall Origin 50, and I believe it said that it was an EL34 power amp section. It was a 50 watt, and then 12AX7 on the preamp stage. They wanted $450 for this head. It seemed cheap to me. It was on clearance. I did not pick the head up. I didn't plug it in, but I was really intrigued. I thought the Origin 50 sold for more money. I have not went to Sweetwater or any other site to see what the Origin 50, just the head, it wasn't a combo, just the head. It was $450. I thought that was a really interesting buy. They also had a Jackson, and the nut had come loose. So an issue Jackson guitars have, if it doesn't have a locking tremolo, if it has just a regular nut, you need to make sure that nut's tight. A lot of Jacksons, the way the headstock's made, the high E and B string are pulling down this way on the nut. So the way the headstock curves down, there's a lot of tension on the nut right here to push and break that nut free. That's what this Jackson had done. The nut was loose, so you could move the nut back and forth on the guitar. I have seen many Jacksons with just the fixed tail bridge that have the nut issue. A lot of people don't want to put CA glue on there because it makes it hard if they ever have to replace it. In my opinion, I think that you could put enough CA on that to where that shouldn't cause an issue. So I don't know what Jackson does from the factory, but they're obviously not putting enough glue on those nuts, and they shift. And the guitar was doing it. The strings, the guitar had been in the store for so long there was rust on the strings. And the neck, it had a nasty from about the 7th fret to the nut. It just hooked really bad. They wanted $450 for this guitar. Now, it was a neck through, or Jackson's two-piece neck through, where they bonded a piece to the back. $450 with a hardtail. I don't know if it was an X model or what it was. So I went up to the manager and I asked the manager if they would take any less for it. And he said, well, I've already discounted it $200. And I was kind of looking at it going, well, you know, it needs strings. I got to fix the nut. And this neck is pretty bad. He goes, oh, it's just a truss rod adjustment. He could be right. Sometimes you can pull a neck back that much. I would be curious to see if the neck would actually get straight. Sometimes this part of the neck looks straight, and it looked like it just hooked from here to here. So a lot of times when you get this out and it's straight, then you end up with a hump right here on the guitar. It's like the neck does this number. So I wasn't going to give him $450 for it with a free pack of strings. You guys tell me what you think. And the third thing I saw at Guitar Center, they had a Jackson USA-made Virtuoso, or whatever that thing's called, neck through with EMGs in the Lamborghini orange. Yeah, it was a stupid good deal on this guitar. It said used. I did look at all the photos. I mean, not photos. I did look at the guitar. I didn't tear it apart. But I didn't see anything obvious as far as scratches or dings or dents on the guitar. And I did look at the frets. And just feeling the guitar, it felt like the red Jackson that we reviewed about a month and a half ago. The guitar was $1,800. That's like $1,000 off what that guitar was new. That guitar has only been out for maybe 6 months in the Lambo orange with the EMGs. It's an EMG 81 and an EMG 86. That, of course, was, in my opinion, the best deal. But I'm kind of curious what you all think of the Origin 50 Marshall for $450. That I thought was a pretty decent deal. I've got a that's a V30 Celestion cabinet right there, the SR.
Kurt said it's a hard no for him.
It's a hard no?
Yeah, the Marshall Origin.
I didn't listen to it. I know some people claim they're great. Some people claim they're I don't know.
Warhart said good deal if it's okay.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that was a good deal. You know, I had a VHT here, little tube amp, and I heard so many good things about it. Even Mike said that it was a great amp, but I bought it off of Mike, and he sent it to me. I just didn't bond with that amp. I've talked to other people, and when I put it up for sale, it sold like stupid fast. People were, why are you selling it so cheap? I'm like, I got it cheap. It's a great amp. I got a tube socket, an extra tube for it. You can change the preamp tubes, make it sound different. It's just not, amp wasn't for me. So I don't know, maybe the Origin 50 would be that way. Maybe I would plug into it and go, eh. But then again, I might plug into it and go, okay, this is my new little mini head. It looked really cool. I mean, it's a Marshall. I don't know. So that's what I saw at Guitar Center. I thought the best deal was the Jackson. Like I said, that's about $1,000 off. So after that, we actually went to Guitar Center before meeting Renee to drop off the guitar. So after we met Renee, we just hauled tail from McLean, Virginia, all the way to Winchester before Shenandoah Music closed. And didn't really get to talk to the owners too much about the Jackson they had in there. I was going to ask them to bring it home to review, but I think we're going to ask next week. Maybe we can, well, we're reviewing a guitar on Thursday. So maybe not this Thursday, but the following Thursday, if the guitar is still there, I might see if I can bring the Jackson home for a review for you guys. I think it would be a great guitar to review, and it's a guitar that I think I can get for them for a review. It's not something the channel could purchase and then turn around and resell. It's just too expensive to buy instruments of that cost, do a review, and then turn around and sell them. Just like I said, Guitar Center has a used one right now for $1,800. So it's hard for me to lose, $1,000 on a guitar to do a review. I've yet to do a video on YouTube that's made $1,000. I have some videos that have done really well for this little channel, but they have not made $1,000. They may have made $300 since they've been up, and that's over 2 years. And that's spoon feeding you each month. So it's not like you're getting those funds right back. So I can't justify buying something like that just for a review. So it's nice to have somebody on the inside that we can get the guitar, try to bring it home, review it. That way, there are people out there. For one, I would love to own that guitar. I already know it's a great guitar. I would love to own that guitar. There are other guitars in that price point. This channel really doesn't focus too much on it. So when I hear people say, well, I'm going to buy a Sir or a Jackson or I'm going to buy a Kiesel, I kind of get it. If you have the ability to purchase an instrument like that, go for it. They're great instruments. Kiesel's a great guitar. The Jackson USA stuff, they're great guitars. Even Gibson. Okay, I still say make sure you play the Gibson first. But Gibson makes good stuff. Same thing with Fender. Fender makes good stuff. If you get a Fender, American or a custom shop, it's going to be a quality instrument. We're not talking about best bang for your buck. We're just saying it's going to be a quality instrument. It's up to you if you think that Fender at $3,500, not custom shop, just a Fender American, is worth that amount of money. The custom shop, probably $5,000 and above, but that's just like Jackson. If you buy a Jackson custom shop, it's going to be $5,000 to $7,000. Gibson custom shop without a Murphy lamp, it's going to be $5,000 to $7,000. So I think they all kind of float in that ballpark. This guy can't do it. My most expensive guitar is my Schecter, which is $1,600, and that's an expensive guitar for me. Most of my guitars are between $800 and $1,200. That's the majority of my guitars. I would say most of them are $850 to $900. To be honest with you, like my Kramers, they're $800 to $900 guitars. My Epiphone hollow body now, I believe, is like $799 if you get a new one. So that's about where I feel comfortable, and I feel that I get the best bang for what I'm looking for is in that price, because that seems to be the type of guitar that I go, okay, I can justify that, if that makes sense. But hopefully we can get it in here, and I have not ordered a budget guitar yet. I know I said I was going to, and I keep holding off on ordering the IYV. There's just something telling me that I should do something other than IYV. I don't know. We can talk about it more on Discord. If that's something that you guys, we haven't reviewed an IYV on the channel. And I was thinking about, I think it's a IPS 350. It kind of looks like a PRS style, body style. It's string through body, has an APR bridge. It is a set neck, 2 humbucker. It's about a $170 guitar. So I think we need to go back and do another budget instrument. Even though we just did the Donner, I think if I order one now, we would be able to review it in probably 3 weeks, something like that. Because I don't want to instantly dive into the review. I want the guitar to acclimate, get used to it. I've made a couple of mistakes just pulling it out of the box and reviewing live.
Mikey said PRS, Devastator said IYV.
Yeah, I did see, what was the PRS today, hon? We saw the cheapest PRS today, new.
It was like 400 and something.
think it was like $450 or four. It was right at 450 or a little under 450. It was the SE24. It was in green, if I remember, like a matte finish. I thought that guitar was like $499. It did not say sale or clearance on it. It may have been $429 or $423. It was some screwy number. I actually looked at it. I can't get over the birds. If that guitar, if they just put the dots, I would probably buy one of those just to have a Paul Reed Smith. I just can't get over the birds. There's something about the birds. The birds don't do it for me. I know a lot of people like the birds, but I don't know, something about the birds. But I did see that one. And, Gibson Les Paul. I had never seen, I don't know, it was on sale. Gibson Les Paul Studio for $1,500. I don't know what the studios go for. I thought the cheaper Les Paul had the slab cut body. This one did have the ellipse top to it, the bulge where it come down and went thinner on the sides, and it was $14.99 on sale. They had 2 or 3. They had a charcoal burst, like a darker lemon burst color, and then like a brown. It was almost like the lemon burst, but instead of the edges were a little bit darker brown. That one had a prettier flame top on it, but all 3 were $1,500. I thought that was a pretty good deal for that. I don't think they were studios, because I think the studio's a slab top. They might have been Les Paul standards. I thought it was a good deal. So I think right now, from what I've been hearing, like the guitar sales are down a little bit. So I'm not sure if these manufacturers are just like going into Guitar Center. Maybe they're just trying to get that inventory out. They did, something else I saw at Guitar Center. They had a whole stack of Acoustasonics. Not the new cheapy one they just come out with for $629. This is the mid-priced one that was like $1,200 to $1,299. Blowing them out for $699 to $899, depending on the color. They had 4 or 5 at $699 in the light blonde, and they had probably 5 or 6 in the darker, like the real dark walnut color. Went to the I guess like a natural finish in the center. They had a bunch of them, 50% off. So I don't know what's going on with the Fender Acoustasonic. I know they just come out with a cheap one. It's like same price as the American Standard, which is $629. They did release that a couple months ago. I don't know what the deal is with that one, if they cheapened the electronics or what they did. But this was the mid-price one that normally, like I say, goes for like $11.99 to $13 something. And blowing them out from 600 and something to like 800, 50% off. I did pick one up and kind of noodle with it. It's okay. It doesn't, it's not an acoustic, but I definitely could hear it. But it's not as loud as a regular acoustic. It's much thinner body. Felt comfortable, kind of felt like an electric guitar that sounds like a muted acoustic, kind of. I guess that's the best way of putting it. So I think that's everything that we saw at Guitar Center. We were kind of pushed because we were running late. I did not get into the keyboard section or the sound section or the drum section. Kind of missed all that. I didn't have time to walk the rest of the store, so we just did a real quick run through the guitar section, and we were off to meet Renee. Shenandoah Music, we went in. We were going to get another microphone. They were out of this X1As, so we did not buy the microphone. Linnell did buy a Jackson shirt. So I think we owe, her Jackson should be here by the end of the month. That's what I'm thinking, guys. I'll be happy to get that one paid off. And my Schecter should be paid off. Is it this month or next month, hon? I think it's next month.
Yeah, I think so.
Not this month, but the following month, the Schecter will be paid off. So we're kind of strapped fund-wise because we're paying on 2 guitars. So once we blow these 2 out, I think we're going to take a little break on the guitars for a little bit, our personal guitars. I'm going to have to buy a new board, so we're going to divert some resources to a new board. Didn't want to. I was kind of wanting to get something different. Now, this is my personal finances now. We have money from super chats and stuff like that to finance the next budget guitar. We don't have an issue there. But as far as us going out and buying $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 guitar, that money needs to be put into a new board. So as much as I want that neck through Jackson, I'm going to wait because I have a Jackson on order. So there's really no sense in having 3 Jacksons here. Linnell's getting one, so that'll scratch the itch until my custom shop Jackson is done. I don't want to cancel it because I've already waited over a year for this guitar. So if I cancel it, then I'll be waiting another 2 years for it. So I'm just going to keep my order in. I'm going to, what do they say, keep to the path and just go, it's going to be fine. I know you've been waiting, and we build up this expectation of what this custom guitar is going to be, and then we get it and it's kind of a letdown. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I've waited a long time for this guitar, so I'm hopefully when Sweetwater calls me and says, your custom order Jackson is in, we're sending it to you, got my fingers crossed that it's going to be, you know, everything that I'm hoping it'll be. Hopefully it won't be a dud. I hate to say it, it doesn't matter what you spend. Here's my philosophy, I'll repeat myself. Can you get a good budget guitar? Absolutely. You can get a budget guitar, it plays great out of the box, fine. Can you get a good mid-priced guitar? Absolutely you can. You can get one that plays great right out of the box. Can you get a good $2,000 or $3,000 custom shop guitar? Of course you can. So what's the difference? The difference is the more money you spend, the less likely the chance of you getting a dud. There's more hand time in it, more people have looked at it, more people have inspected it, and you hope the higher skill leveled people as you move up in price point have worked on that guitar. Is that always the case? No. I bought a PWM a little while ago and it turned out to be a dud. Is that an expensive guitar? It's a $1,500 guitar, but I got a dud. Just wasn't that good. It can happen. You can get a $5,000 Gibson that's just not, it's just missing something. So that's my fear. I wait all this time, get the guitar, and then it's kind of like, eh. So can you recoup your money on something like that after you've waited a year and a half, 2 years for a product? Could I just not bond with it and turn around and sell it and get my money? Absolutely not. I will lose my rear end on that guitar if I try to sell it, if I find that it's just not for me. I'm hoping it will be. But if it's not for me, it's not like I can't go to the store and pick a Jackson up that I ordered and play it and see if I like it. And even if I could and I ordered it, would it be as good as the one at the store? That's what I guess that's my fear. I'm putting all this money up for this custom guitar, and I'm hoping that all my worries are for nothing. That they're gonna, by playing the couple that I've played at Shenandoah Music, these newer Jacksons, I'm hoping that my Jackson is gonna come and it's going to be as nice as those. It should be. It should be as nice as those guitars. And with the specs that I gave it and the 27 fret setup, I think it's going to be a cool guitar. I always wanted a 29 or a 32 fret guitar, but they said they wouldn't make that. But they were willing to build a 27 fret. So I've got a 27 fret on order. Hopefully it's going to be okay. Listen, guys, we're going to take an early break tonight because, believe it or not, my throat is really sore, and I almost canceled the stream tonight because been running kind of ragged. I think I might be getting a little bit of a bug. I've been run down and tired. Got up early this morning, did all that running around. Like I said, got everything done. That was the big thing. Got the guitar to Renee, got the Shenandoah music, got everything completed. So I was real happy that we were able to get everything done. But it's been 45 minutes, so we're going to do a 2-stop show tonight. So we'll take a stop now. We'll go 45 minutes, and we'll take another stop and then go 45. As long as my voice can hold out, I got no issues with it. So we're going to take a 5-minute break. Go get something to drink. Go get some snacks. If you're from Australia, you can get a Vegemite sandwich. I like them things. All right, guys, 5-minute break, and we'll be right back. Okay, I think we're live again. I always get confused with the buttons, and I've posted a picture up here that we just have to see. This is hilarious, guys. I don't know how he's done this, but this is hilarious. I'm sorry. That is hilarious. That right there is funny. I'm going to make sure I'm on display screen. That is really good. Now, I don't know what AI did to my fingers here. I kind of look like an alien right there. But other than that, this up here, this is actually really good. We've got a couple other ones. We got this one. Oh my gosh. At least there I do have the proper amount of fingers. I'm going to say I've got the proper amount of fingers there. All right. And then this one here, believe it or not, guys, that is actually pretty close to what I used to look like. Now, if that hair was about down to my butt, that's exactly what I used to look like.
It's straight. Yours wasn't that curly.
Yeah, mine wasn't that curly. It was very straight. But it was down past my butt. I used to have some hair. So this is pretty funny. I like that one.
Oh, that's.
Now I think that's the ending one on Discord. This one right here though, guys, I'm sorry. This right here is done so well. AI is some scary stuff. I'm not even sure which guitar that is. I am not sure what guitar that is. That's what's sad. I don't know which guitar that is. I see the FFDC hanging on the wall here. So I'm not sure what guitar we were working on there. I wish I could remember. So many guitars come and go out of the shop, it's hard for me to remember. So if you're not familiar with the Discord, I want to kind of go over some things with you guys. Here are the text channels. So our first channel is general, and this is where pretty much anything goes. We do try to keep it semi-organized. If you're wanting to suggest a video or suggest another YouTube channel, we have YouTube channel suggestions. So this is where you can drop other channels that you think other people that are on Discord would like to see. Okay? This is our guitar and music equipment room. So we normally go over guitars that we find, whether they're on sale or something that somebody just made, or if someone's working on a guitar, we'll post pictures in here, like the Sakar box. Anything that we find used, like an old BBE 362, this is where all that kind of stuff goes. Anything that you find that someone might be interested in, you can post in this room. And then, of course, we have a rules and regulation room now, and that's where you can go and find out what the rules are so you can participate in the channel. Okay? Here's a very important room. So if you're watching, these are the people that are entered to win our free guitar. They have stupid odds of winning. I have set a limit. When we hit a certain number, we're going to give the guitar away. You're still going to have stupid odds of winning. So all you have to do to win a Fender player is to be publicly subscribed to this channel and go to this Discord server. Go to this room, guitar giveaway opt-in. Post right here, I want in. And Mr. Devastator here will put your name on the list. And when we hit that magic number, you're going to be in the little spinny wheel thing to win it. It's really that simple. Our next room is questions for topics and questions for the live stream. And detune work on a Floyd Rose. So since we're here, we'll go ahead and go over this. So basically, what the detuner is doing is that it's moving the fulcrum and the tangent point on that saddle. Okay? So when you pull it back, it's literally just, it's like turning your tuning key, but it's moving that saddle without changing the intonation to increase and decrease the pitch of the string by way of a fulcrum point. That's pretty much what it's doing. The issue with it is, are they spot on? No, they're not spot on. I've seen them be out a couple cent one way or the other. It's not, it's every guitar is going to respond to it a little different. They work extremely well. Put one on your Floyd and you can just instantly go to drop D, okay? Or drop D flat. Depending, if you're at 35-40, it would be drop D flat. It depends on what you're tuned at. But that's all it's doing. If you look at how it works when you pull it out and then release it, you'll see the saddle rotate. But the fulcrum, where the string goes over, that point doesn't change. So it's keeping that point consistent so it doesn't mess up your intonation. Anytime you move to a different tuning like that, of course the intonation is going to change a little bit, but it's not bad. It's not going to be off a lot. It's a pretty ingenious way of doing it. So that's how it does. That's how it works. And you can see Steve here has posted something. Working on a Floyd, EVH invented it. So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of information here, guys. So go to the Discord, become a member of the Discord. It's just so much information here, and people just sharing ideas. That's the big thing. We're sharing ideas and we're learning, and anything that we find that we think someone else that we know either watches the stream or is on Discord can use, they post it. There's always something going on there, guys. But I think it's funny. The other week, what was really strange, I went back and watched the stream. Zach had posted something really funny. You know what? We're going to go back because for whatever reason, when I went back and looked at the stream, it would not play that. And that has been a long time ago, so I am really going to have to do some scrolling back to find it. Let me see if I can scroll back, and we're going to manually play it right now on YouTube, so it force plays it if I can find it. It's been over a week, I think. So I'm scrolling. You guys talk a lot on Discord, just so you guys know. Oh my gosh. Where's it at? I didn't think it was back this far. He did something really cool, and I tried to use it at the beginning of the stream the other week, and for whatever reason, when I go back and watch the stream, YouTube has removed that section, and I'm not overly sure why they removed it. You know what, guys? I'm not seeing it now. It must be so far back. If you're not on Discord at least every 4 or 5 days, you better have several hours to go back and see where it's at. I'm not seeing it. Is it this one? Yeah, I think it's this one right here. So let me go back to display screen. And of course, there's no volume.
Full of knowledge, Mr. Know-it-all.
So it's not.
I
want
wanna
to
thank
let
everybody
us do it.
for
But if you go to
coming
the
to the
Discord
live streams
server,
each week.
you can see what all the fuss is about. I just wanted to try to play it. I thought it worked the other night, but YouTube, for whatever reason, maybe it was from someone else's. Since it's from his channel, it just automatically eliminated it. I didn't get a strike or anything for it, but it did not play it on the replay. It removed it for whatever reason. Oh, I see we got Cole in the group. It's good to see Cole. Good to have you, man. I said we also have Searching for Tone in the group. It's good to have Searching for Tone in. And I'm pretty sure I saw Johnny Bean in the group earlier. I don't know if he's still in here. It's good to have Johnny in. And we got to do a show together, Johnny, if you're still here. I am like a stupid busy person. So whatever we do, we do have a room set up on the Discord where we can share screens. And you've been doing it a lot longer than me, so your system is probably more apt. So we may have to have me adapt to your system versus you adapt to mine so we can do a stream together. So I definitely want to do something with Johnny if he's still in the group. And then Searching for Tone, he's always doing like collab type stuff. So I did reach out to the fella, guys, that was doing the Kramer stuff, that owns all the Kramer guitars. He's a Kramer aficionado, and he actually got back to me today, and he said he is interested on coming on the stream and talking Kramer guitars. This guy is like, he knows more about Kramer than anybody. He knows Kramer guitars. He collects the vintage Kramers. You know, he loves the vintage Kramer instruments. So we're going to have him on, and we're going to talk Kramer guitars one night. Kramer's one of those companies that when you think you get your head around it, usually you don't have your head around it. And he'll be more apt to be able to explain it to you than I can. Kramer was bad for just pulling plates, and the serial numbers were out of sequence. They were also bad for farming out their necks and bodies and just bringing them in and mixing them up. You know, you might have one with this serial number with an ESP neck, and then another one that didn't have the ESP. It starts with an S, whoever that other company was that was making the necks for them. So there's ways of kind of determining what the true year of the guitar is, who the manufacturer of the neck was, and then who was actually at the plant building the guitars at the time. So he's done all that kind of research. It's kind of crazy when you start looking into what Kramer did from about 85 was probably the last year that Kramer kind of made sense. About 86, they really started getting strange on their serial numbers and what necks they were using. It kind of got a little weird. But he's really good at it, and I did talk to him today, so we're going to try to get him on the stream as well. I'm trying to remember what his thing was. I can't remember. If you go to Discord, I'll put a link up for you guys to be able to go in and check him out. He doesn't have many videos. He doesn't do much YouTube, but the videos that he has put out, they're solid. When I say solid, it's solid information. It's good content. He's reviewed a couple amps too, and he's picky. He tears down every little aspect. Those are the kind of, like this channel. I watch a content creator like that. No, he doesn't have much content, but the content that he has is extremely good, and he has twice as many subs as I do. And he only has like 35 or 40 videos. So that tells you the videos that he's done have been solid. And good stuff. So we're going to have him on. I can't remember the guy's name. I wish I could remember the channel name. But we're going to have him on. And I think we're pretty much done with all the highlights. Saturdays are pretty easy, guys, because we just do a stream on Thursdays. So I usually get all that out of my system on Thursday night, and then Saturday night's more of a relaxed night. But if you're new into the stream, we do have our Egnator running tonight. And just for giggles, we're going to unplug the Strat. And I'm going to plug it into this Kramer. So let's see what the Egnator does. Plugged into the Kramer. Now this Kramer does not have a tone knob. It just has a volume and a three-way switch. So I do have to turn the overhead off. That's our neck position. So I'm gonna go from neck. Now this doesn't actually have a neck, it has a center pickup. So we're gonna go through the three settings here. Turn the gain back just a little bit so I can strike the strings a little harder. I love the way the amp sounds. It does have a dirt channel. I don't have it set up for dirt tonight. I just thought we would do clean. Gotta turn the overhead down. That's our third position, so that's just this pickup. I think in the center position, the guitar is pretty warm sounding. I always pick on Firefly for that. I always pick on Firefly for that, but a conventional guitar can hang up the strings as well. This one just did it. The string gets hung up down here on the fret. Just one of those things. Let's give the amp a little distortion so you guys can hear the Ignator with some distortion. This is absolutely no setup. I just kind of adjusted the volume, and this is just with the gain at about 50%. Let's go up to our neck position, or bridge position. You can tell I do need to change the EQ on it a little bit. Using this microphone definitely influences the sound. So I'm going to drop this one out. That's no boost pedal or anything. That's just the gain at 50% on the Ignator. It's got a 112 in it, so you can definitely hear the difference. When you run a 4-speaker cabinet, it gets a lot beefier sounding. And you can kind of tune it a little bit with this microphone, but it needs a little bit more bottom end and bite to it. So that's the Ignator. And that's what I want to explain, people. When you watch YouTube channels, how they mic it and what they're doing drastically changes the amp. Just what you just heard, now listen to it. Now listen. We can. The reason I don't use real amp, it gets really confusing really quick. Let's try to modify this just a little bit and get the sound a little better. Oh, you know what? I disconnected it. Oh, that's something else I wanted to kind of go over. I'm using the little Pod Black, and of course I'm always on Discord. So when I plug the USB cable to the Pod Black, I was getting every every Discord notification was going through the computer, through the USB-C, into the pedal, and into the Egnator, and it was literally blowing the windows out of the house when I was trying to set it up. I eventually had to disconnect the USB-C to it. I don't really know what I had set funny, but as soon as you sync the device, any notification that comes up on the computer, it was sending it to it, and then it was like sending it out the output to the power amp section of the Egnator. I don't think I've ever seen an interface do that when it's plugged in. This one definitely did it before the string. When you put this microphone in, it definitely changes the sound. You can hear it. It doesn't have the high gain. Now I'm only at 50%. So an amp like this, it's good for stuff like this. Let's try this. It needs a little bit more bottom end. Like I said, when I set it up for the clean. I didn't plan on going over to the distortion settings on the amp. That's a good distortion sound depending on the kind of music that you're playing. If you're doing stuff like... I don't know why I'm struggling tonight playing guitar. You ever have those bad nights? Definitely need to change the EQ a little bit on it. If I bring this back, if I take the room mic out, it definitely improves. definitely has more of a probably late 70s, early 80s tone to it. But by adding this mic, it definitely changes the sound of the amp. If anybody has any suggestions on changing the arrangement, on how to get a more balanced room sound, you can definitely hear when I add the microphone here, it's definitely changing. We are trying to get better and grow as far as learning how to hook up microphones. Now, we figured out this one. Basically, we're doing 2 mics again on this one, but we're also doing a DI direct box with a cab simulator. We're doing that. And with that and the extra microphones and an overhead, we actually did figure out a really good way of doing the rack unit. The Ignator, on the other hand, the only thing I have are the 2 microphones. And just by moving the microphones on the cone, that again really changes the sound. And then this overhead being so far away, it kind of throws it off a little bit. But I definitely wanted to play it for you guys. It sits back there, and a lot of people have asked questions about it. They're great amplifiers if you can find an Ignator for the right price. I paid $350 for that one. It's a Renegade. The clean channel on that amplifier it's just sparkly clean. Hopefully you did get a really good clean sound out of it earlier. The distortion channel, I don't have it cranked up. You know, if you really crank up the gain on it and it has a density knob and you start playing with the density, and it has 2 different power stages. It has an EL34 stage and a 6L6 stage, and you can blend the 2 power amps. Right now I have it dead center, so it's using a little 6L6 and a little of the EL34. It's kind of a blend. If you want more of the American sound, you would roll more towards the 6L6 power amp side. If you want more of that British sound, throw it more towards the EL84. The amp sounds completely different. If you put it on EL34 and you sweep it all the way over, the amp sounds completely different. I just found in the center, you kind of get the best of both worlds, if that makes sense. Normally, if I'm playing distortion, I'm usually at 1/3. It's about 10 o'clock, leaning more towards the 6L6 versus the EL34. I found that it's a little warmer, more in your face American kind of tone. It doesn't have the overtone that the EL34, the British sound, as some people call it. But you can get both out of it. There's no problems at all getting both of those sounds out of that amplifier. Yeah, well, we're getting storms here too, guys. I just happened to look down and see it on the chat. We got thunderstorms earlier. It was supposed to rain all night. I don't think it's raining right now, but we were calling for some bad weather. So, it's good though. We've had a pretty dry winter this year, guys. At least it has been where I've been.
Summer, not winter.
Yeah, summer. Sorry, pretty dry summer. The spring turned out really wet, but the last month we haven't really gotten any rain. There for a while it was rain. A couple basements flooded, and then now all of a sudden it's dry. The grass is dry. It's so strange. But the rain here was welcomed. We needed it. It was getting pretty dry. All right, guys. Guess what? Because we didn't take our real true 5-minute break, we're going to take our next 5-minute break because we're at the next 45 minutes, 1:30 almost. So we're going to take our 5-minute break because last time I got on Discord and I saw the Bob Ross photos, and it kind of really, I was like a dog looking at a squirrel. I was like, squirrel. I had to get back on here and go over the Bob Ross photos. That was quite hysterical. Again, thanks guys for doing that. Anything like that you guys do, I'm all about promoting it, and that's just cool. It's cool that you guys do it. I see Renee did come into the group. Has Renee said anything about the guitar yet?
Yes, he said it is his new favorite.
That's what we want to hear, man. I'm glad you like the guitar. And you sent us a text after we left. You know, I met you once before, you know, with the other guitar, and you're coming and you're getting another guitar. It's about building relationships. Renee and I sat and we actually talked for probably 30 minutes outside, just talking guitars, and he asked about the Kramer Night Swan and a couple other little things. I could sit and talk all day long, guys. I really could. I'm so happy that it's his new guitar. We actually talked about the other Firefly here before we go on break. He wants this guitar, so he's asked me what it would cost to add a pickup right here and to fix the bridge. So we're going to do some looking around. He's going to do some looking around for some pickups and stuff. And if we can come to terms on modifying this guitar for him and getting it set up the way he wants it, Renee might be buying this guitar. So he's going to do some research, and I'm going to get back with him with some numbers. And hopefully we can modify the guitar and get it set up just the way he wants it. You know, he wanted to tilt the single pickup just a little bit, do a custom bridge for it, of course, and some trick wiring. That way he could do some phase, some parallel, single coil, some trick kind of wiring. And of course, all that comes down to, you don't want to overcomplicate it. So we were talking about maybe just doing some push-pulls and just doing a three-way switch with two push-pulls. That way it keeps it simple, and he can have humbucker single or dual humbuckers, or single in the third, or humbucker single to the neck or to the bridge. There's so many different combinations that you can do, you know, with two push-pulls and a three-way switch if you got two humbuckers. So it opens up a tremendous amount of sound. So we're gonna talk a little bit over the next couple of weeks, and I'll keep you all posted. So we may end up modifying the next guitar for him, and we do have the videos that I need to edit for Steve's guitar. And don't forget, we still have Jupe's guitar down in the basement. I did not work on it at all this week. So next week I'm going to concentrate. Hopefully, we're doing a review Thursday. So hopefully this coming Saturday we'll get our first test run of Jupe's guitar. It should be together and ready to do the first testing, sound testing on that guitar. Should be able to do it by Saturday, and that'll give me a week or so with the guitar to give it some fine tuning. Anytime you put something together that's had that much work to it, you got to kind of put it together, figure out what the guitar likes, where it wants to be. So hopefully I can get it together next week. It's all ready. I just got to literally stick it together, set up the intonation, and put strings on it. It's got two strings on it right now, but you got to put the rest of the strings on it, set the intonation, and get it ready for its first appearance on the channel. So we got that coming up too. But I'm glad that Renee come in. He said he was going to come in. I'm glad he likes the new guitar. No one's perfect. I want to put this out. If I do something for someone and it's a miss, okay, it happens. Sometimes you just get a miss. The way you become a better tech and a better person to work on someone's guitar is the person needs to reach out and say, look, you did this or that, but I prefer this. The more work that you could do for a particular person, and I'm telling you that not for you to send me your guitar. I'm telling you because wherever you're at, whoever your tech is, the more information that you can give him, playing in front of him, telling him the kind of music that you like, your action height, you like harmonics, anything. You may not think it's relevant, but it's relevant to the tech. because the more experience the tech has, he'll know if he sets the action too low, it might choke off the intonation, it might fret out, or maybe he'll just like a ton of sustain. So he's not going to set it really low because you're going to lose sustain like that. He's going to try to set the guitar up for your playing habits. Do you play hard? Do you fret hard? Well, he's going to set the intonation for someone that frets hard, not someone that plays really light. All of these little things make such a difference when you go to pick up your guitar or you're having work done by someone. The more you can tell that person, the better off your product is going to be when you go to get it. And it happens, sometimes you just don't bond with a tech. Techs are hard to find. Just keep looking. There are excellent people out there that work on guitars. Believe me. There's so many talented people out working on instruments. Be patient. Go to your local music stores. Ask around, to other bands that's playing. Did you have any work done? Who did your work? You will find that needle in the haystack wherever you live, and you can find someone that can do it if you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself. Okay, guys, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and when we come back, we'll go on. I think it's going to be open conversation when we come back. So let's take a 5-minute break. And this time it's going to be 5 minutes unless someone posts another goofy picture on Discord. All right, guys, 5-minute break. Okay, guys. I was looking at the Cole is in Israel, just so Renee knows. He is all the way on the other side of the pond. So, yeah, it's good to have Cole in during all the trouble that they were having over there a couple months ago. Everyone here was quite worried about Cole. So it's good to have Cole in here. It's good that things over there got straight, and it's good to have him in the chat tonight. We actually have some people from Australia too that pop in here and there. That's why I say the Vegemite sandwich. And according to analytics, believe it or not, Russia. We seem to have a pretty decent pull in Russia. That's cool. I'm fascinated with Russia and the culture of Russia. So many great guitar players. If not too many YouTube channels translate over, but some really crazy good artists up in Russia and that whole area of the world. Maybe because it's just so cold, they just stay in the house all day and play guitar.
Birdman put a picture in Discord.
Oh, Birdman put a picture in Discord, Linnell
He
says.
said in general, he said he's hoping you can maybe identify them big tubes.
A picture in Discord. Well, I was scrolling way down in this, so I got to scroll down in general. Wow, I went all the way to China. Yeah, I was looking for that photo earlier. So hold on, guys. I gotta come into this century on Discord. Oh my gosh. There should be a forward all the way to the beginning on Discord, but I don't see it. I'm continuing to scroll. I think we're getting a little closer. Can anyone identify them big honking tubes in that amp? Well, they could be 6L6s. There are so many different tubes out there, Birdman. To be honest with you. Guitar players are bad for only liking, certain ones. There are a lot of different tube sizes and tube numbers. But going by the size of those, they could very easily be 6L6s. A 6L6 tube is a large tube. That is my favorite tube. And if anyone wants to see the picture, let me go to display. And there's the picture he's talking about. So here's the amp, and here's the tubes that Birdman's talking about. It's so far away, even zooming in on it, you really can't tell. But they could be 6L6s. 6L6 is a pretty decent sized tube. So that is definitely one hodgepodge amplifier. I'm sure that thing sounds phenomenal. There's a guy on YouTube that takes older ham radio equipment, tears them apart, pulls the transformers out, and turns them into guitar amplifiers. Does some pretty incredible work. He does it because the chassis material and the transformers are just built like tanks. So he tries to find these certain vintage ham radios, and then he converts them into tube amps. So basically, I think all he's pretty much using is the chassis and the transformers. Everything else he's winding and doing himself.
Renee said he remembered the music establishment in Springfield. It was Jack's.
Was what?
Jack's, Jaxx.
Oh, that's right, Renee. We played that place as well. I remember that. Where did he put that? Jack's. Yep, I remember that. We played at Blackie's, Jack's, the Shark Club, and Honey Bears. Those were, Actually, I would probably say Jack's, Blackie's, and Honey Bear's was the biggest place I ever played. That place was phenomenal size. That was in, I want to say Charlestown or Martinsburg, West Virginia. I can't remember where it was, but it caused a lot of problems. It was open for about 3 years, and eventually it got shut down. It caused all kinds of traffic issues because they were getting big bands in there. It was in a bad location, getting people in and out. And of course, I'm pretty sure someone was shot there, and then that ended up closing the facility down. But I remember Jack's. We talked for about 30 minutes today, guys, trying to figure out the name of this place. That's cool that he finally pulled it. Out of all those places, though, I think Blackie's was probably the coolest place to play. That's just my opinion. Thank you, honey. I liked Blackie's for one reason. Blackie's was basically 3 bars put together. So imagine a really big bar that has a stage, that has seating for, I'm going to guess, 600 to 800 people.
Steve has to go.
Okay. Who has to go?
Steve.
Oh, Steve. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You must be ahead of me. It just come up. All right, Steve. Oh, just so everyone knows, we sent Steve his guitar. So he should be receiving it on Monday. So if you're not on Discord, we'll make sure we pick his brain on the next live stream, which will be Thursday. We're going to do the Fender review. Then after the Fender review, we'll have another live stream just for the open chat. And we can touch base with Steve and see how his Donner got to him and see how he likes it. All right, Steve, thank you so much for coming to the stream, man. Means a lot seeing you here, buddy. But going back to Blackie's, one side of the bar, I'm guessing 600 to 800 people, give or take. Okay, that was the rock side. And then in the center, that's where they had all the pool tables, the dart boards, and there was a whole full bar section, bathroom section, everything in the center. Okay, tons of pool tables, tons of dart boards, video games, anything that you could possibly imagine in the center with full bars. Then on the left side, you had the countryside, and the countryside was as big as the rock side. And if you had tickets to get in, you could go to either side, okay? There were big steel doors, okay, on either side. You go through the steel doors, and then there was a secondary steel door. Then with the center room, there was no cross music, if that makes sense. You couldn't hear the rock music on the countryside or the country music on the rock side. So you could go back and forth. And then the rock side had a side bar and a back bar, and same with the countryside. And it was just as big as the rock side. That place was freaking phenomenally huge. Was fortunate enough to play there, I think twice. I think I played Jack's once, played Honey Bear's once, and then Shelley Acres once. Well, actually twice at Shelley Acres. If you're from this area, they were just popular places to play back then. And of course the band, I was in several bands that played the Silver Dollar in Winchester, Payne's Biker Bar in Leesburg, that was a hole in the wall, Cannonballs in Winchester. There was other smaller places that we played, a couple places on the other side of Springfield that we played, a place out by Indian Head Highway that we played. It was a different time then, guys. Back then, you would take a demo tape in, and bars got smart. You couldn't just get the gig with the demo tape. You'd bring it in, they go, okay, well, we're going to give you a shot. We have X person coming in on this date. You can come in. set up that night, okay, and play a couple songs. If you're okay, then you're going to allow to do maybe a half a set or a set. You never, if you were new to a bar, just got invited in. They didn't care if you had a reputation of playing X, unless you were really well known. They always kind of worked you in. You would play, and when I say I played a place one time, it would be a full set. Like for opening, we were never a name, especially at Jack's or Blackie's. We always opened for a larger band. So you got to play usually 10 to 12 songs, something like that. Most of the places that we played 3 and 4 sets were smaller places, 300 to 400 people max. So for me, playing in front of that many people, even though there wasn't, let's say, 1,000 people at one time, the people went back and forth. So there may be anywhere from 600 to 1,200 people there, depending on the night, and it was constantly changing. And believe it or not, even with the head count, a lot of people would come in, stay for an hour or two, and there were so many great places back then. You would just ditch that place and go 5 miles down the road and listen to another awesome band playing. Pay the head charge and go in there and chill out. It didn't used to be the way it is now. The admission price to see good music didn't cost you $150. You could get in for, $15 to $25 a head. And I guess it was expensive for the time, drink-wise. All bars are. That's how they're trying to make their money. But it didn't cost like it does now. You wouldn't go pay $100 to go see a band, leave, and then go down the street and pay another $100 to see somebody else. But back then you could. A lot of times there was no head charge. The band was paid by the bar, and the bar wanted you. You had to get the people there to buy the drinks. If there was no head charge, you can count on that was a phenomenal band, because they knew they were going to bring people in. Usually, starting out, you always had a head charge. The bar wanted to make sure, if that made sense. If you didn't get a head charge, the bar was paying you directly. They knew they were going to make money off of you. They were going to sell drinks. So it was a completely different animal back then. Now, I listen to people. I haven't played out in a long time. Now it's ampless and a quiet stage. It wasn't like that. You would have full stacks on stage, at least a half stack on stage, mic'd, going to the PA, and your cabinet was part of the sound. Now it's completely different. They don't want that. Of course, I can't think of any places that are the size of what Renee's talking about. I don't really know of any places now, other than Charlestown Races and Slots. They have a pretty big show going on up there, and maybe one place in the city. It's not like it used to be. So the times have changed. It's just different, if that makes sense. So I've learned to like the new stuff and the old stuff, but for me to want to go out and play music again, it would probably be difficult for me. I'm used to doing things a certain way, and it would take me a little while to get used to the new way of doing things. You're going to have some kind of in-ear monitoring system, since there's no stage volume. And I can't imagine the poor drummer. He's got to have some kind of in-ear system too. If you're not used to that, I'm sure that could, for someone like me that wouldn't be used to it, it would probably be a pretty bad learning curve. I'm sure that I would falter quite a bit. That's not how things were done back then. So it was fun today talking to Renee about all that and reminiscing in the old bar scene. Oh, something else, guys. He said that he was a Vandenberg player too. He once had a Vandenberg. So that was something that I was like, oh, wow, you had a Vandenberg. And he said he sold it, and he misses it and wish he never sold it. That's why I keep my Vandenberg it's beat up. Same with my PV Nitro. It's beat up. But my Vandenberg and my Nitro were the two guitars that I played out live with. They were my two go-to guitars. When I played out, those were the guitars that I played. And they show signs of it. They are beat up. They are bar beat, as I call it. My Nitro probably doesn't have 1 square inch anywhere on that body that doesn't have a chip, a dent, or a scratch. Mainly dents. And I don't know how all these little dents got in it. Little tiny dents. Look like someone threw rock, like round marbles at it. A couple chips here and there, and a ton of scratches. No deep gouges, just a lot of dents. Now my Vandenberg, right where the jack is underneath the body, it's pretty ate up underneath there where the paint is chipped off and the wood's dug in a couple little spots. Same with the horn. But again, I think the Vandenberg's got a couple of spots on the back of the neck, from damage falling on the stage. But those guitars were played. And we were talking about it earlier. You've had a guitar for 30-some years. Do you sell it? It's hard. A guitar like that you've played so many places, and you've played with so many different people, so many different bandmates. You look at the guitar, you may not think of everyone every time you look at it, but when you grab it and you play an old song that you used to play, you kind of remember rehearsals or playing at this location or that location, or maybe it was a time you messed up or a time that you just nailed every part of that song and you had a great night. There's just so many memories behind it. It makes it hard to get rid of instruments like that.
Yeah, what was that Hootie and the Blowfish song you guys rehearsed a lot at the salon?
Yeah, we used to play Hootie and the Blowfish a lot. And that I keep forgetting that we used to play that song. Evidently she liked it. I think we did a really good rendition of that song. We tried to get the sound like the band, if that makes sense. We tried to get the tonal quality and the transitions right, but we always put our flair on every song, if that makes sense. If you walked into the bar, you knew it wasn't Hootie and the Blowfish, but we tried to get the essence of the song, the tone and everything, and we always put our flair on anything that we played. What were some of the other ones you remember?
That's the only one
That's the only one she says she remembers. I remember it was some Stand Alone or something. Yeah, there's the one I love the most, or something. She's not stopped that far behind. Yeah. There's the one I love. I don't remember the name of that song. If someone remembers that tune by Hootie and the Blowfish, we used to play that. But, it's amazing how she remembers that song. And that was a song that we played just to appease people in the bar. At the time, the song was big, so we played it. I'm trying to think. The song that I probably liked the most was Ugly Kid Joe. We played Cats in the Cradle, and everyone knows if you played Ugly Kid Joe, I hate everything about you. I love to play that song. I still like that song. I think it's one of their great songs. But there were so many songs that band I thought were better songs, like The Milkman's Son, but no one knew the song. You could play that song in a bar and people were like, "That's a cool song. Who does that?" They had no freaking clue who it was. So it wasn't a good song to play. Back then, you had to play songs people heard on the radio. They worked all week, they're jamming on the radio, they wanted to take their woman or get hooked up at the bar and listen to the songs that were big and popular on the radio. That's what you had to play. So it went through a lot of different songs. And of course, there was always Zeppelin, Give Me Three Steps, the typical Stairway to Heaven. Every song that you could possibly, if you ever played in a band that you could think of that could be yelled from the bar, yes, that was yelled from the bar too. I don't think, now that I think about it, I don't think we played any Rat tunes. Now that I think about it, I don't remember playing any Rat. I know we played a Dawkins tune, an Ozzy tune. It was just what was big. Whatever was big on the radio at the time. Of course, Poison. We did 3 or 4 different Poison songs, a couple Motley Crue songs.
Juke just gave a $50 super chat for your wig.
Oh my gosh, for my wig.
Yep.
I don't need a wig now, Jupe.
Your Bob Ross wig.
I don't need a Bob Ross wig now. We've got it under control. Where is it? I gotta find it. See, you guys got me all messed up now. See, I don't need my Bob Ross rig, Jupe. We are going full AI. Right there. Except when I do the AI, I don't want to have the alien finger thing going on like I got right there. And I gotta have some paintbrushes. So anyone wants to send me some Bob Ross paintbrushes, we're gonna AI this and we're gonna have Bob Ross working on the next guitar. Thanks so much, guys. I can't even. I know maybe it doesn't take a lot of time, but it takes enough time for you guys to think enough to do something like this. People say, "Oh, they're f***ing with you," or whatever you want to say. I'm sorry. I get the subscribers here, and they get the jokes. They get it. And this, my God, it's funny as hell to me. I don't care. It made someone happy, and I know when they were doing it, they were laughing their butt off, falling out of the chair. And I guarantee you, people in Discord laughed too when they saw this darn picture. I'm sorry. That just, it warms me up when I have touched someone to the point where they do something like that. And again, I got to thank everybody for that. I know I say it a lot because I don't feel like I give it enough justice. You guys, even if like tonight, I'm a little under the weather. You can probably hear it in my voice. But I get on and I do it because I want the interaction. And if I wouldn't have come on tonight, I wouldn't have seen the Bob Ross wigs and stuff. I would have missed that whole interaction with you guys. And it's something I look forward to, like all day today running, delivering the guitar, going to all the places. I had to get my truck service too today. At the end of the day, I get to come in here and do this, which it's the most fun and my favorite thing that I have is music. I don't get to write like I used to, but music is it for me. It's how I express myself. It's how I feel that I can touch other people. If it's not through woodworking, then it's through music. And why is that? Those are the two things that I feel that I do pretty well. I feel that I have some talent in music, and I feel that I have some talent in woodworking. So when new people come in, I feel that I can show them stuff, and I can learn from other people. It's no different in woodworking than it is in guitar. There are so many different ways of doing something. Someone can come in and show you something, or they see something in what you're doing that they feel if you changed, you could become better. Over the years, so many people have told me, if you did this or this, if you changed the way you angled your pick, you would be a far better player. I was told years ago, if you went to a thicker pick, you would progress much faster. I can see it in your guitar player. You need a thicker pick to progress. And one of our subscribers, now I can't remember the name, sent me picks. I can't remember who sent me picks, and they were really thick picks. He just sent them at the right time to where I was struggling with the pick I was using. Nicholas, that's right. Nicholas sent me these picks, and I have since bought a ton of these picks, the little Dunlop picks. They've got like a chamfered edge. They're super stiff. I truly think my alternative picking and my double picking and my step over picking, stuff like that, in the last 4 months has gotten twice as good. That still doesn't mean I'm good, because I was really bad before. But I can hear the difference. I can feel the difference as I'm playing the guitar, that I am improving doing this. And I know it drives Linnell crazy. I'll sit in here and just go, 3-note sequences. And I'll do it on 2 strings. And then I'll do 3 notes, 1 note on each string, up and back. Dun, dun, dun. And you heard that earlier. You've been practicing this. And before you all say, well, that sounds awful, well, it's not really intended to be anything other than what it is. It's intended to be difficult for me. Now, for someone else, then I go, well, that's simple. Well, maybe you already know a ditty that is similar to this, so it becomes natural to you. For me, the first time I tried it, it really messed with me. I struggled with it. I was kind of like, why is this difficult for me? And it's a simple little ditty, and it's just really simple. It's 3 different strings, but I'm alternate picking, and you're only picking 1 note per string. It threw me for a loop. I always wanted to play at least 2 notes per string. That way my pick was set up to attack the next string on the downstroke or the upstroke, like da 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 da, all the way up. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Not down, go over the next string, up, go over the next string, down, because it's not natural to do that. At least it wasn't for me, to sit here and go, and that's about as fast as I can get it right now. I'm skipping over a string. So it's not like I can just double pick through the sequence, like when we're... You can't play, that's 3 notes per string. So you're doing it there too. As long as you do 2 notes per string, whether you double pick it, quad pick it, it's natural to go to the next string. You can do that. So I've been practicing that. I've also been practicing that sequence. And I've been practicing, there's a rule. If you want to resolve something, it's called a merry-go-round. If you go down 5 steps, then up 4, down 5, up 4, down 5, up 4, down 5, up 4, you can start in any key. Sharp, flat, A, D, E, doesn't matter. You can come off that merry-go-round anywhere you want to resolve to your next key. They do it all the time in classical music. So if you're here, you're going to go down 5, up 4, down 5, up 4. As long as you're down 5, up 4, down 5, up 4, you're going down the scale. And it will resolve to any key. I don't care if you pick 2 keys that do not work together, bridge it together with that sequence, it will resolve. So I've been trying to look at more of what I'm doing resolving certain things. I know I don't necessarily always land on the root. I might land on the 5th. Is that the best place to land? Is it the major 5th? Can we flatten it? Yeah, I've been trying to really look at how I play and how I approach it, and there's a sound that I like. And once you know that sound, the resolve on going down X and then up, like whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whatever your resolve is for your sequence, whether it's going to be a diminished or an ascending, descending, whatever that you write out, okay? Does it work for your playing? Once you figure out the sequence of what you do, you'll hear me do a lot of... That's my way of playing. I don't play a lot of... That's not how I approach a guitar. I approach... I more go up the neck on scales, more so than... I just don't... That's about as far as I go. I always resolve. But I never go through the whole sequence. I will always come up and... That's just how I see it. So I've been trying to break that mold, do things that don't feel natural to me. And this doesn't feel natural. That, and I'm learning this one. This does not seem natural. It's not natural to me. It's a chord. This is the chord. There's your chord. You're just sweep picking through it, down, back up in a sequence. I think it's not to learn it and get good at it right out of the box. It's to teach yourself to break a habit, to have somewhere else to go. You don't always have to do something blistering fast. You can come out of something. You don't have to play fast. You can... That's not fast, but it has good resolve. You can't always shred 100% of the time. It has to have something that you can fall back on, whether it's as long as it resolves and it sounds right. I'm a firm believer in make it work. Does that kind of make sense? You can't. I was listening to something Kurt Enscale loaded today or yesterday. He's working on some new songs. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check out Kurt's channel. It's pretty good stuff. I like his resolve on what he's doing. Yeah, I would love to work with Kirk on stuff like that. You know, he has a good bass tone, if that makes sense. Is it complicated? No. You know, when I played in bands, I had a rule of thumb: KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, because if you've got to play that song in front of people and you're standing up and you're sitting there and you got to watch your fingers and it's that complicated, you're not going to enjoy it. Find something, whether it's that's not complicated. It's easy to play. It's easy. It's more about your attack and how you play it. The notes themselves, the feel is in the attack and how you bend it. That's what makes it come to life, is how you play it. And if you get excited and you're playing in front of a lot of people, it's going to come to life. It will become its own thing when you get excited about playing it. When you're playing with other people, that's when it's going to come to life. If you're sitting there just wailing away, I'm not a shred guitar player. It's so busy and so much going on. What's underneath of that has to be simple. You can't have a complex melody line and then also all this shredding going on. You can't have all that going on and then also have this really complex, at least I can. I'm not saying Bach couldn't do it. he wrote okay. The more notes, the better. Pananagi or whatever his name was, shove as many notes as you could possibly fit in that measure. I'm not that kind of artist, if that makes sense. I want to play something that has a good groove. Whatever it may be, I just pulled that out of my butt, though. Whatever it is, find something that has a good attack, a good groove, and just play along with it. Don't make it so complicated that you can't write some lyrics over it if that's what you want to do. The song will come together. I miss writing and playing so much. This is one of our originals, if you guys don't know it. Don't ask me to sing it because I won't. It's stupid simple. The vocalist was singing. You're just filling time and filling space. The ditty is simple groove. 80s music really wasn't that difficult. It was a groove. Each guy had his little flashpoint that he would do something kind of cool. But if you listen to it, it's not overly complicated music. It's more about how they're attacking the notes. Just like this little ditty that I play. It gets its sound from this pull off. I'm pulling off on the bar to go to this half chord, this fifth. Did you hear it? The That's what gives it the sound, that pull off. If you can't play what you're playing slowly, you can't play it. And there's songs that I can play quickly that I can't necessarily play correctly slowly. That means I need to work on that song. If you can't slow it down, slow it down, then get quick. You will find that your playing will get far better. Slow it down. Learn. I'm not a technical guitar player, guys. Someone once told me, what was I've got my chops. I have good chops. This is not a hard riff. Learning how to take your hand and pull. It's a feel, it's a groove. Slow it down. See how I messed up? Slow it down till you get it. Just play slow. And I find myself always trying to get faster, 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 faster. And it's good to get fast, but also slow it down. Just like, slow it down. Get that timing right. If you don't have your timing right, you're not going to resolve one in the right spot in the measure, and you're not going to resolve on the right note. If you're double picking, whatever it is, whether it's 2 notes, 3 notes, 4 notes, that you're striking the same note, whatever it may be, keep it consistent. Do it over and over and over again until you're playing the exact same thing. Whatever it is, just keep playing it until you can consistently do it, and you're going to notice that you start to get a feel for it, and it's going to sound more melodic sounding. Sometimes don't try to cram a ton of notes in. Just try to get what you're doing in the right sequence. I struggle with this one. The problem that I have is I want to come up and hit that G with my middle finger. And I end up hitting it with my third finger.
Who has to go?
Who is it?
Juke.
Oh, okay, Jude. Sorry, I got off on a tangent. I don't even know how we got on the, because I'm not anyone to pay attention to, guys, on learning how to play a guitar. I'm going through what I have found that I've struggled with, and I find that if I just sit down and I slow down my playing, learn the notes, and play it like that. Now, I'm not saying learn to play it faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. I kind of disagree with that. Play it fast, then slow it down. Then play it as fast as you can, especially if you're not playing it to speed. I think if you sit and you're sitting there and you just gradually increase the speed, I think that's harder. There's a jump there. Once you get the note sequence and your fingers know where they're going, I think you can double time it. Play half time. Whatever, let's say it's 120 notes per minute. Play it at 60 notes per minute. Half time it. That way, when you go to speed it up, you're just going to double time. whatever it is. If the song's 130, you get my point. I always struggled just trying to gradually increase my speed. I found that if I can play it slow at half tempo, it was much easier for me just to go right into double tempo. My fingers might not get it. It might be a little late or I'm hitting it too soon, but I can play it slow. And I'll go back to play it fast, and I'll go back to play it slow, go back to play it fast, and I don't stick with it for more than 5 minutes practicing. After 5 minutes, it's out the window. I'm going to practice on something else. And Jupe listened to me. Jupe said he was going. Jupe listened to me the other night on Discord, practice that one little ditty. I must have practiced it for 30 minutes. And I just started playing it. I played it for you tonight, the one that resolved on the flat seventh. For me, that was difficult because I was not used to down, up, alternating that pick over each string, just playing one note per string. Is it useful? That ditty's probably not too useful to me, but it has taught my hand how to double pick and change strings. Let's say I do 3 notes per string here. I can go down and hit a single note on the next string, then go back to 3 notes per string on the next string. I've learned whether I'm on the upstroke, okay, and I've got to go over top of the string I just hit to hit the next string down on the downstroke. I've taught my wrist not only this sequence, but how to pick it up and go over I'm teaching my wrist to do that. Something I never did before. So I'm trying to get better. and you know, when I talk to you guys and I listen to you guys play, everyone has their thing that they do really well, okay? And that one thing is what defines them. Their sound and their feel resolves around whatever it is that they have that's special to their unique playing, if that makes sense. So when I do stuff like this, it has to work its way into my playing style, if that makes sense. I'm not going to learn an NV scale and be able to apply it to my playing. You know, one, I couldn't play it that fast, but two, he plays differently. I can learn the notes, but the notes aren't everything. It's his picking technique. So if I can learn a little bit of that technique and maybe the pattern, maybe I can apply some of the transitions and stuff to my playing. That's how I kind of approach it. That's why I don't really think I have too much of a sound like any other guitar player. Per se, I'm not a clone of Eddie Van Halen. I'm not a clone of this guy or that guy. I kind of learn from everybody and kind of pick and choose and try to make it work. Yeah, it's like stirring soup, if that makes sense. All right, guys. Well, we've been on for 2 hours and 32 minutes. I know we've already done our 2 breaks, but I want to thank everyone for coming into the live stream. Tonight was one of those streams, to be honest with you guys, didn't really have too much to go over, but I wanted to get with everybody. For me, the Saturday night stream, for me, it lets me wind down. And if you guys feel the same way and you guys come here to chat with your friends, come here to wind down and talk and hopefully share information, you know, that's what we're here for, then it's a win. And if I've gotten one subscriber or one person that's watched this stream that just said, I've never thought of that, or I've never thought of this, or I might try that, that's a win for me. If I could just get one person to go, okay, I'm going to try that. For me, that's a win. What was it, hon?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought I heard you. Linnell's microphone, I think we finally got somewhat figured out. Oh, that was something else. When we went to the music store, we went in and looked for the microphone. They were completely sold out.
Niles has to go.
So she is still stealing my one microphone. That's okay, Niles. We're closing up the stream. And if you're not familiar, you do not have to be a subscriber to chat, and there's no commercials to the stream. So we depend on Super Chat money to fund the channel, And so far, it's been working great, guys. I cannot complain. You guys have just been so good to me. I know I sound like a broken record. When I do this stream and I start it up, I can't believe the group that we've created. Even the live reviews. So don't forget, everyone, Thursday night we're going to be reviewing the Fender Player Series guitar. And if you don't know, we're giving that guitar away for free. So go to Discord. There's a link somewhere. I've seen it posted many times. Go to Discord, go to the opt-in room and say, yes, I want to be entered to win the Fender Player. That's it. You got to be publicly subscribed and you got to enter in that room. And you're done. You're entered. Pretty simple. We always do 5-minute ending chat, and that's what we're getting ready to do. And hopefully we'll talk to everyone again on Discord. So I'll be on a little bit tomorrow. Going to be working on Jupe's guitar a little bit tomorrow. And next Saturday stream, we should be having a demo on that guitar. So keep my foot to the flame. Make sure that happens. And thanks again, everybody, for coming and chilling out with us. And I hope to see you next Thursday night and on Discord. Thanks, guys. I got to figure out the right button. I do this every week. You'd think I would actually get the right button going.